Sagging headliners come standard with all Porsche vehicles. All German cars come with a complimentary sagging headliner, just like this one. Weight reduction. That's the reason why Porsche or Porsche puts the most minimum number of nuts and bolts on your vehicle. It is also the reason why they put the thinnest amount of glue for your headliner. Hi and welcome to How to Helen, where you learn something different every day. In this episode, I will show you an alternative fix for your falling or sagging headliner. I found a kit on eBay that doesn't require you to take off your headliner or any panels to repair it. This kit consists of screws, buttons, and button covers, along with some push pins and a tape measure to measure the distance between two push pins, and a screwdriver. So the kit comes with all the things that you need. Hi, just a quick update before we continue on the video. After finishing the sealing, I felt that the screws that came with the kit was a little too long, so I bought a shorter one from Amazon, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description below just to show that I bought the shorter ones. And I felt that because the foam padding on the ceiling was very thin, I wanted a shorter one so it doesn't go all the way through and it fits a little better. Just a little caveat is that you have to finesse screwing it in just so it doesn't lose grip when you're trying to torque it in. So just a suggestion of mine in case you want to do the same way I did. Alright, let's go back to the video. For this kit, the plan is to put the push pins to hold the headliner in place. Then when you're satisfied with the alignment and spacing, we'll replace them with the screws and buttons. And finally, we'll cover the exposed screws with the button covers. Now let's see if it works. Okay, we're gonna start putting the push pins in. Okay, as you can see, initially I think my pins are too close together, so I'm gonna spread them a little farther apart. But even with the push pins, it looks a lot better already.
The next day.
Hi, I'm back the next day. So if you're happy with what we're doing and your objective is just to hang the headliner back in its place, then continue what you're doing and they should be fine. But because me personally, my slight OCD is kicking in, I'm gonna take everything off and redo it just because I want the cloth of the headliner to stretch evenly across the ceiling. So if you want, just skip this part, but I'm just gonna record it just for the purpose of my personal growth. So I hate doing this, but I'm gonna start taking it off. Like I said, you can skip this part if this is boring for you. Okay, we're back in square one. So I'm gonna start in the middle, then spread out just so the headliner is evenly stretched out, because I didn't want the front or the back to be more stretched than the other side. So this is the middle, and this is gonna be my point of reference. Here's a quick survey on how the headliner looks right now. Because I'm pretty satisfied on how the cloth has evenly distributed on the ceiling, and I'm actually running out of pins to use, I'm gonna start replacing the middle pins, going outside with the buttons and screws so we can reuse them and finish up the ends. Now here's a very important note on this. The cloth of the headliner is very thin and light. You don't need to put too much force on the screw to keep it in place. So when you screw in the screw on the headliner, you're only screwing it to the backing foam on it. You don't need to screw it all the way in. Otherwise, you might hit the ceiling or the roof and it's gonna dent your ceiling. So just make sure that it grips on the foam or padding on the headliner. All right, so you don't mess up your roof. So what we're gonna do is put the screw through the bottom, then start screwing gently on the headliner. Again, you don't need to screw it all the way in. Just make sure it grips the headliner padding. Just like that. I didn't screw it all the way in. It's just gripping the padding. Be careful. Just in case you're wondering why I go back and forth on screwing, because I want it to be even when it's stretching. So I'll do that side and come back and do this side and come back to the other side. I know it's silly, but it's, like I said, it's my OCD. Now that we've put back the headliner in its place using the screws and the buttons, it's time to cover them with a button cover. Just like that.
Six months later.
If you're still watching, my apologies, I ran out of batteries when I was doing the passenger side sealing. So we're gonna continue covering the screws and buttons on the driver's side area. Here's a view of the completed sealing. And if you're curious how I'm bringing you this content, this is what I look like. I am really this passionate on bringing you this content. So I really appreciate it if there's no trolls or haters on the comments below. Thank you so much. So that is the budget-friendly, time-friendly alternative fix for a falling or sagging headliner on a 2009 Porsche Cayman. Now I know this is not a perfect fix, but this is a lot better than letting your headliner sag all the time. So this has been another episode of How to Helen. Please fix your headliner. My name's Jeff, and thank you for watching.